Good evening and welcome to another edition of the AGP Sport for today, September the 4th. I'm Samuel Gillis with your sports stories. Thanks for joining us. Guyana's national sports policy is out of the draft and consultancy phase and will be implemented in its entirety as soon as the National Assembly reconvenes. This is according to Assistant Director of Sports, Melissa Dow Richardson. Sanford Howard reports.
Out of that, a working group was formed to do the final analysis, and a comparison was done. Our draft document, the Kazan Action Plan, that's the UNESCO's global model for sports policy. So all national documents, all national policies are compared with that. It's been a month since that consultation, and so the working group has they've given feedback to the consultant. He's left feedback in Trinidad. My hope is that he can give us some kind of final word. He has a team working on it by the middle of this month here, which we are in September.
That was Assistant Director of Sports, Melissa Dow Richardson, as she explained what occurred during the mid-July meeting with UNESCO consultant Mark Mangaru. According to her, while some aspects of the policy are already being executed, the wait is now on for UNESCO to return the document to the ministry to proceed with its full implementation. Dow Richardson added that the aim is to have the document accepted internationally, but still remains relevant to Guyana's culture and the various sporting bodies. The National Sports Policy, which was drafted in 2017, will have a lifespan of up to 2030.
Within the policy, it has three Olympic cycles. We do the first policy review in 2020, which we have Olympics in Japan. The next policy review is due in 2024, and the next policy review 2028. Right, so the draft gives us a 12-year, 13-year projection, which it's 11 years now. Right, so it's just for UNESCO to say to us, okay, yes, you're aligned, here are your gap areas, and we can move on.
She further explained that in 2020, it is possible that the document could see a review. Dow Richardson noted that the road to getting a national sports policy in place has been an arduous one for Guyana and expressed hope that the policy is finally nearing completion. She also lauded the progress made by Guyana in drafting the document, highlighting that UNESCO has described it as a strong policy.
They're using it as a guide for other regional documents. They find that we have good laws here in Guyana that a couple of the other Caribbean countries don't have, that the policy operationalizes. And a lot of the models in there, like if you've looked at the draft, you see cooperation models between the different ministries and so on and so forth. They like those models because many times those models come out of Europe. You know, we don't create them here in the Caribbean, but the fact that we've created those models here in our Guyana sports policy.
Guyana also achieved 9 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals as set out by the United Nations. She advised that in the meantime, persons could get au fait with the content of the draft policy. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
CPL Cricket News. With practice sessions out of the way, both teams are ready to go in the first clash at Providence on Thursday. Skipper of the Guyana Amazon Warriors relates that the team is gelling well, despite compromising a mixture of young players. Stanford Howard explains.
The first match is set to bowl off at Providence on Thursday between the Guyana Amazon Warriors and St. Lucia Zouks. On Wednesday, the coaches of both teams, Johan Botha and James Foster, respectively, said preparations are coming along nicely.
Together, the couple of games we've had have gone really well. So everything's gone to plan so far. Everyone's fit, which is obviously good. Coming into the tournament, our 4 internationals are up and ready to go. So from our point of view, we're just looking forward to get it all going.
At the moment, I've had a good game. Good scenario session, and in terms of our squad, we are all here, apart from the 3 West Indies boys who join us tonight. I know in the camp there's a lot of excitement about this season. There's a lot of excitement about being the Zouks again, which I think goes a long way for us as a franchise. And I know everyone's excited, really excited about getting going.
Skipper Darren Sammy said in order for the Zouks to get on top this time around, they need to win games, which will be the main focus. He also believes that they have the right kind of guys in the dressing room to make that happen.
Here against a very consistent, Amazon Warriors team who've done really well over the years. So the tournament kickstarts today, but tomorrow for us, we're looking forward to it.
Shoaib Malik, the skipper of the Guyana Amazon Warriors, when questioned about the makeup of the squad, which is a relatively young side, had this to say.
You must have seen the games which we have played, and you saw that everyone was gelling. It's like there is no senior junior element in our team, and I don't believe in that, no matter how much cricket you have played. But still, if you give comfort zone to those youngsters, I think that's the key we have in our dressing room, and especially our senior players, they're guiding them. And it's not just about your own performance. There is a bigger picture, which is how to groom youngsters. And
he added that the team has been pretty consistent over the years, and he thinks this is one of the biggest elements in the dressing room. However, the team has never crossed the finish line to lift the trophy. And as such, the first few games are critical since they will be played on home soil. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Still in CPL, the 7th edition of the biggest party in sports starts this Wednesday and can be viewed throughout the world according to CPL. Jaden Samuels reports.
What has grown into the biggest party in sport in just 7 years has taken the cricketing world by storm, and this year promises to be even bigger. Fortunate are those who will be present in the stands. However, Sunset and Vine, an independent television production company, after delivering outstanding coverage of the recent World Cup, is now tasked again with providing worldwide coverage of this mega sporting event. With key partners already in place in India, the United Kingdom, New Zealand, Australia, America, Canada and South Africa, the tournament will be live streamed over Twitter and Facebook. The spread of broadcasters is expected to increase its viewership for the 7th successive year, with a weekly roundup magazine show that will showcase the best of the action from each week of the tournament. Sunset and Vine boasts 24 cameras capturing the on-field action alongside a stellar lineup of commentators, including international favorite Danny Morrison and the local greats Ian Bishop and Darren Ganga. Sunset and Vine's head of cricket, Hugh Bevan, said the plan this year will be tailored towards showcasing competitive cricket in one of the most vibrant atmospheres around the globe. As well as Morrison, Bishop and Ganga, the other members of the commentary and reporting team will be Tom Moody, Samuel Badri, Nick Compton, Dirk Nanez, John Hastings, Mark Butcher, Alex Jordan and Naomi Cowan. The Hero CPL will feature the best players from across the Caribbean and around the world, with Alex Hales, Christopher Gale, Darren Sammy, Colin Monroe, Kyron Pollard and Shoaib Malik amongst the big names that are due to take part. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
The traffic on the east bank of the Marara will be adjusted to facilitate the first match of the CPL Guyana leg. The eastern lane of the eastern carriageway of the East Bank Public Road from Nandi Park to Guyana National Stadium will be used only for patrons with vehicles to access parking. Traffic proceeding south along the western lane of the eastern carriageway of East Bank Public Road will be allowed to flow continuously south to permit the free flow of traffic. Jason Older is calling for more emphasis on franchise level and first-class cricket. The details in this report. Kemar Roach is almost hat-trick. Royston chases 4 wickets in 38 overs. A flicker of momentum, a glimmer of excellence here and there. That's all West Indies had to show over the last month in the all-format series against India, as they suffered 3-0 and 2-0 defeat in the T20s and ODIs, and their first Test series loss at home in 2 years, 2-0. It's easy to lose hope in the face of results like these, but Captain Jason Holder seems generally positive after the Jamaica test, focusing on the brighter moments, particularly from the bowlers in the series. He said, "It's been a situation where there's a heavy weight on the fast bowlers, but every single time we call on Kemar, every single time we call on Shannon, they have never said no. For me, that's motivation enough." While the bowling unit has succeeded with moderate consistency, Holder felt that structural changes were required to fix the massive gap between the levels of West Indies domestic cricket and international cricket, particularly in the batting department. "I don't think it's a quick fix, he said. "I think it's a situation in the Caribbean. We are not really spoiled for choice in terms of batsmen coming through the region. We have got to put things in place to make sure we keep developing players." West Indies will spend the next few months trying to fix the batting issues through discussions, camps, and practice sessions. But Holder believes the team was headed in the right direction. He called for patience and the need for collective solutions. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis. And that's all we have for this edition of the AGP Sportscast. But do remember, success is not an happening, it is a result. There is nothing mysterious about progressing. It is doing instead of doubting and working instead of wishing.